Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome, welcome. I would love to have you subscribe and come on this journey of storytelling and sharing with me. If you're one of my subscribers, I would love to also have you post a comment. Let me know where you're from. The default setting is to have privacy so that when you subscribe, the channel doesn't know who you are. So I would love a chance to get to know each person. So today I am going to share a moment of sanctuary, which is where I've seen the sacred encountering the ordinary. That's kind of a several-fold unfolding story. When I grew up, I mostly was in very large cities in Texas, predominantly Houston and Dallas. And I moved to the city of Winchester, Virginia to start a new ministry. And I thought that Winchester was a fairly large city, but I wasn't being open to the fact that there may be some cultural differences. I just took some things for granted. And one of those things was I got very excited and immediately started planning this retreat for the youth to go into Baltimore to a large youth convention that would be over 5,000 kids with literally explosions and skits and drama and music, and it was going to be awesome. But all of a sudden, the parents are like, we need to hold a parent meeting. Now that's not a good thing when you've just started a new job. You're like, okay. And so the room is pretty full with all these parents, and they're like, what's going on with this convention conference thing? You know, we don't understand this. And are there going to be other people in the hotel rooms with you? And who's going to drive? And how are you going to run this? And I'm like, okay. And then I picked up on this phrase. One of the parents said, well, you are trying to take them over the mountain. So I stopped and I said, okay, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm not sure what that means. And they informed me that Winchester was on the western side of the mountains and the big cities are on the east. And when you go to DC or Baltimore or somewhere over the mountain, it means you're going from, in their mind, the safety of what's known to a big world of multiple people where culture is foreign. And all of a sudden I said, oh, I'm having culture shock. I feel that I am part of the culture of those big cities, but I want you to go on this journey with me. And I painted a picture and tried to assure them that I would be their skilled guide. And that first year I took 4 youth, each one with a parent or adult. And they sat in this arena with 5,000 people, and there were explosions, and there were Pentecostals yelling and raising their hands, and people dancing in the aisles. And we're a mainline denomination, and I look over and they're like, and I'm like, okay, maybe this was a little too much. So we get in the van, and the other adult is driving, and I address the group and I say, so what did you think? And there's this long pause, and one of my youth pipes up, well, you know when all those lights were flashing? Yeah. Well, I just really got the feeling that God was there. And then they all started breaking out into this wonderful conversation of how much fun they had had and all these things they had witnessed and all these things that they had overheard the speaker talking about. And I was like, yay, I get to keep my job, right? Because there was this understanding that this was a little scary, a little different, but there was really goodness. And the next year we had just as many adults, but I actually had twice as many youth. Score! The next year, we were so excited. This is now 2 years into my work, the third time I go to the convention. We got so excited about it. Myself, another leader, and 6 youth signed up to go with this group on an international mission trip to Peru. Wasn't quite sure how that was going to go over, but we went back, presented it to the church, and my gosh, they were all in favor. Yeah, that sounds awesome. How super exciting. And I thought to myself, wow. We went from, we need to call a parent meeting to discuss going over the mountain, to, sure, take our kids to Peru. And I realized that this was something that was this moment of sanctuary, something that was special, that we had broken through a cultural barrier. And the United States is that place of great diversity. We have so much culture, whether it's actual different nationalities or economics or geographical or whatever. The list goes on and on. Within some particular states, you can have multiple cultures, particular cities, different cultures. And what an awesome blessing it is to be aware of that and not to be fearful of it, but to observe and to learn and to challenge each other and to even maybe take some of the best parts from one another. And to come to these things that we get to be on these grand adventures together, right? We get to not be trapped in our own little cities, and not even just going over the mountain, but that we get to go out into the world, that we are more educated, that we have more fun, that we are just who we are meant to be better by being with one another in this moment of sanctuary. So may you on this day remember that you specifically have been wonderfully and fearfully made, and may you lean into recognizing and seeing some of these own moments of sanctuary in your own life. Thank you.